Welcome back. We have already covered the first set of 25 questions. Now the next set of 25 questions for the NET examination December 2015. Now the first question here is again based on learning. So you have, which of the following countries is known for the highest yield of wheat in the world? So the correct answer here would be China. So the correct order is China, India, then you have USA, France, and finally Russia. So that's the correct order for the highest yield of wheat across the world. The next is, which one of the following regions does not rely on agriculture? Now even if you are not very good at geography, you can answer this question by simple understanding of the concept. Usually the valley regions are rich in agriculture because you have some kind of river that flows through. So you have Nile Valley, you have Brahmaputra Valley. So these are regions, and again the coastal region of Mediterranean, since with the exposure of the sea, this area would be rich in agriculture. So all these three regions would be rich in agriculture, that's for sure. Now the northeastern USA includes 9 states. The most common are New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Connecticut, and so on. So these states are a kind of industrial and service dominated society. So you have industry as the main activity in this region rather than agriculture. So the correct answer would be 4. Next question. Agriculture and allied activities appear to be stagnant in India. It appears to be a correct statement. Then you have contribution of agriculture and allied activities to the GDP of India has gradually declined. That's again a correct reason. We'll see how. So you have over the years from 1950s to 2010, you have the various sectors and their contribution to GDP. So as you can see, the contribution of agriculture is declining sharply with only 14 here. On the contrast, you have the contribution of service sector that has increased drastically to 59%, and you have industries that has remained more or less stagnant or same. So contribution of agriculture is just 14% of the GDP, but it employs nearly 49, or I could say nearly 50% of the labor force or the workforce. So based on this analysis, we can say both assertion and reason are correct, and reason is the correct explanation for assertion. Next question. Who has proposed the theory of intervening opportunity? Intervening opportunity theory was given by Stauffer, and Stauffer said the migration is directly proportional to opportunities but inversely proportional to intervening opportunity. So if you have a barrier that comes up, it would have a negative impact on the migration process. So this was the theory of intervening opportunity given by Stauffer. Next question. Who proposed the concept of geopolitics based on ocean power? We have already covered the various theories of ocean power, the various Hartland-Rimland theories and so on. So A.T. Mahan was the first person who talked about, was one of the major persons who talked about the impact of ocean power on geopolitics, and he wrote a book which was known as Influence of Sea Power on History. So under this book he explained how naval bases are important, and since this was during the time of World War and the role of naval power was very important, so at that time Mahan talked about geopolitics which was based on ocean power. Next, you have tribes and you have to match their homes. So you have Kyrgyz. Kyrgyz are the people from who have the homeland in Central Asia. They usually live in tents which are known as yurts. But during winters, they kind of make solid huts, and those solid huts are known as Kastu. So for 4, 2 is the correct option, and for 4, 2 is the correct option, and the only correct answer here is this, and this is something you need to remember. So you have Lapps, their shelter are known as Sijda, Badwins or Baldwins it's also said as. The homes are known as Khemas, and Patau, a tribe commonly found in the southeast areas, Southeast Asia and Tripura region of India, have their homes known as reed huts. This is also a common shelter for African dominated population or the African tribes. Okay. So the next question is, the concept of cultural hearth was propounded by Saussure. So the correct answer is 2. Here, it's the culture hearth basically means the place or the area where any idea originate or an artifact originates. So that's what is the meaning of cultural hearth, and the correct answer here would be 2. The next is, which of the following is not a landlocked state? Bolivia is a landlocked state of South America. Chad is a landlocked state of Africa. Macedonia is a landlocked state of Europe. So Latvia is located on Baltic Sea, and since it's located on Baltic Sea, it's kind of not a landlocked state, because landlocked state is a state which is occupied by land from all directions. You do not have proximity to ocean or water on any side. Now this all these questions like this have been covered in the geography map series by Examrace, so you can refer similar questions there. The next is, you have the tribes and the states. Jarawas are the most famous tribes of Andaman and Nicobar. Kukis from Manipur, Tharus from Uttar Pradesh or Uttarakhand I could say, and Gonds from MP. So you just simply need to have a kind of awareness about social geography and the aspects of human geography. The next question, you have Christaller. So Christaller gave the central place theory. So you have the central place theory by Christaller. Losch gave the concept of economic space. Smith talked about the industrial location. So we have covered Christaller and Losch under the central place theory. We have talked about Weber and Smith in the industrial location theory, and you have Philbrick who talked about the areal functional organization. Next question. Now this question talks about inclusive growth. Inclusive growth means we are trying to grow by considering each and every aspect of the society, the weaker section as well as the flourishing sections of the society. So what our aim would be, including economic development, providing basic amenities as well as social development. So without social development, I cannot say the growth is inclusive. So the correct answer here would be 4. The next is, which of the following group of states of India is the top 5 poorest state in terms of NSDP, that is Net State Domestic Product per capita. So when I talk about NSDP, most of the students here who are not aware of the topic and the content here would simply mark, there are 3 questions subsequently, and for all of them they will say the answer would be BIMARO states. But here what is asked is NSDP per capita and the poorest state who are not generating any domestic product, or there is no state domestic product. So the answer would be 3, that is Bihar, Uttar Pradesh, Manipur, Assam and Jharkhand. Now you have a map here. Now to access this map you can subscribe to Doorstep Tutor, where we have all the solutions for the problems that we are discussing today. So you have the map and you can easily see the areas which is marked in light blue colors, which are the poorest regions. So you have the region of Bihar, Uttar Pradesh, Assam and Manipur here, which are the poorest states in terms of per capita NSDP. The next is, you have the lowest growth rate for the period 2005 to 2014. Now Ministry of State and Industries have given the various data for this. So what is asked is about the lowest growth rate. So you have Assam, Manipur, Jammu Kashmir, Arunachal Pradesh and Odisha, which have the lowest growth rate, which is again clear from this diagram, which you can get at Doorstep. So you have the regions of Jammu Kashmir, Assam, Manipur, then you have areas of Odisha, West Bengal, and you have Uttar Pradesh, which are not doing good in terms of GDP. The next is, now this is a very interesting question, because what is asked here is GDP share greater than area but less than the population share. So the answer would be Uttar Pradesh, Bihar and West Bengal. So here what is happening is, you have GDP share that is greater than the area but less than the population share, which is shown in dark blue colors. So you have Bihar, Uttar Pradesh and West Bengal as the region, and then you have the remaining states with remaining data that you can check out there. So all these questions were based on direct knowledge. Now here, which of the following is incorrect? Red soils are rich in iron. That's correct. Due to presence of iron oxides, the color of the soil is red. Then black soils are rich in phosphorus, organic matter and nitrogen content. That's again correct. Alluvial soils are rich in potassium and phosphorus. Okay. But they are poor in nitrogen and organic compounds. So this would be an incorrect statement. And finally, red soils are suitable for growth of pulses and coarse grain. That's correct. The next is, the main river flowing through the state of Jammu Kashmir is, the correct answer is Indus River, because it's the biggest river that flows through the state of Jammu Kashmir. Major immigrating states are, now there are two things, immigration and outmigration. So in-migration or inward migration is known as immigration and outward migration is known as emigration. So when I say out-migration from the state, the answer would be UP and Bihar top the list. When it comes to in-migration, the answer would be Maharashtra, Delhi and Gujarat. So the correct order would be first Maharashtra, then Delhi and Gujarat. So answer would be 4. Also we can simply visualize here and see these are the states which are kind of Bimaru states. So there would be no in-migration into the states. So obviously the answer would be Maharashtra. Excuse me. Next is, which of the following state of India has the highest production of wheat? Now when it comes to production of wheat, I say UP, Madhya Pradesh, Uttar Pradesh and Punjab are the top states. The correct order would be highest based on the area. Again, I can say Uttar Pradesh would be greater than Madhya Pradesh and finally you have Punjab. So that would be the correct order. So answer here would be 2. Next question. Which of the following passes connect Arunachal Pradesh with Tibet? So Bomdila Pass connects Arunachal Pradesh with Tibet. You have Aghil Pass that connects Ladakh with the Xinjiang province of China. You have Banihal Pass, also known as Jawahar Tunnel, that connects Jammu to Srinagar. And finally, you have the Changla Pass that is found in the Greater Himalayas. Now, a major earthquake struck the areas of Muzaffarabad in 2005, and this was the center, or I could say the epicenter was Muzaffarabad, and then you had impact on the regions of Peshawar in Pakistan and most of the Jammu Kashmir in India. The next is, you have the year of publication and the books given. So you have to match the correct things. American History of Geographical Conditions in 1903 by Semple. Semple wrote another book in 1911 which was known as The Influences of Geographical Environment. So again by Semple in 1911. You have 73. You had The Conflict of Powers and Polity written by Cox. And finally you have 1907. You have the Pulse of Asia, and this Pulse of Asia was written by Huntington. Next question. Now this is a question based on nearest neighbor analysis. So visualizing this question, most of the students got confused. But if you know this data belongs to nearest neighbor analysis and you have Rn which we talk about in nearest neighbor analysis, you can simply answer this question. So for a perfect cluster, it's 0.00. For a perfect uniform structure, it's 2.14. When I am saying it's tending towards cluster, the value should be close to 00. So it would be 0.60. And when it's tending towards random, which is in between cluster and uniform, it would be around 1.20. So that would be the correct matches for this. We would be covering this in detail when we'll be talking about nearest neighbor analysis in a separate class. So you have the clustered settlement that looks like this. You have the uniform settlement that you can see is uniformly distributed. So all this come up in a single line. And finally you have random settlements which do not have a defined pattern. Next question. Which of the following codes is correct to depict lesser degree of significance of the distribution? Seeing this, I can say x and y are highly correlated and they are positively correlated. Seeing this, I can say they are highly correlated and negative correlated. So you have -1, 0 and +1 as the correct order. So -1 stands for negative, perfect negative and perfect positive correlation, and 0 stands for no correlation. So these two, I can say, compared to the other two, have lesser degree or lesser significance in terms of distribution. So you have B and C as the option here. So that would be 4. Next question. Which among the following series have the oldest remote sensing program? The correct answer would be Landsat. Started around 1960s. All of these except Landsat, that is IRIS, Spot and NOAA, are kind of recent, started around 70s and 75s. Next, which of the following remote sensing sensors penetrate vegetation cover? Now there are two sensors. You have the optical and the microwave sensors. Optical can be infrared and visible or thermal, and then you have microwave can be active and passive. Microwave usually penetrate beyond the clouds. You have infrared that usually defines the cover, the settlements and vegetation. But what is asked here is which of the following can penetrate the vegetation cover? That means it can look below the vegetation cover. So the correct answer here would be thermal sensor. So answer here would be 3. We would be covering this in detail when we'll be talking more about remote sensing and the various sensors. With this, we cover the paper 2 for geography. We'll be discussing paper 3 in a separate session. Paper 3 involves 75 questions, so we'll be covering those in 3 lectures. You can subscribe to Exam Race channel for all further updates. Have a good day ahead.